I am probably going to die. Ah! I don't have money for your jaw surgery. Please, leave me alone. Ah, shit. Hey there, this is Cole, here with more Hexcrank Live, continuing the dreadful story of Amnesia, the Dark Descent. Last time I got through, I think, the prison, and the sewers and things like that, and I've made my way even deeper down to what appears to be some kind of profane church. Why wait any further? Let's get started. Okay. We also...
Help me. Who's the switch? Next. He seems really sanguine for, you know... Okay, so that's our two missions. Find the 6 pieces of the orb, and a recipe for some kind of tonic that will free Agrippa. To fix it.
Okay. What I was saying before, he seems really sanguine for somebody who doesn't have a jaw.
I was once quite important, you know.
Yeah.
Baron Alexander. Dead hospital.
Let me see here. My chat window is blocked over, and that is no good, because I cannot see the nice messages from people like Equus and Auto Twilo. And also my mouse. Okay, there we go. And also my mouse doesn't work. Okay, so this is a new hub. I'm trying to get into... trying to get into the sanctum. Stinkhorse asks, what's up? How is my Friday? My Friday is going okay. I had some freelance work this afternoon. We had some real close calls with my house concerning an appraisal, but we got it worked out, and it looks like we are still on track to close on the 14th. So, the bad news is I likely won't be streaming for the next 2 weekends. The good news is the next time I stream, it'll be in, you know, my new digs, which is very exciting. Less exciting is the fact that I forgot to make ice cubes. So instead of drinking a room temperature mixed drink, I have decided to, one moment here, I'm getting a phone call. Hello? Hey. Really? Yeah, I think it might be because I called a cable company. Oh yeah, huh? That's my new insurance company. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. That'll work. Thank you. Oh, it's duplex. Yeah. Cherry. Yeah, yeah. The print's going to be a little bit faded. I'm just going to roll up the contrast. So they're just almost out of ink. So. There are pics in the hum bar, yes. Okay. I've got to go because I'm on the air right now. No worries. All right, bye. Okay. I am back. Sorry, I had a phone call there. No, so yeah, and no ice, but I do have rum and frozen strawberries for smoothies, so guess what? I am streaming Amnesia while straight up just drinking a daiquiri. What up? I'm gonna be sick as shit tomorrow because of all the sugar, but...
I know this. I've been here already. I know this taste. The taste of Damascus rose obfuscating the truth. They may sweep the traces from my memory, but my body remembers. These cuts speak volumes, even though my mind remains silent. They will be back. They will be back.
Equistenchman mentions something that I have no idea what it is. What, my friend, is a caramel stroopwafel? It's not a sex thing, is it? And yeah, I'm getting some nasty flashbacks to, you know, all the time I was down here torturing before I induced amnesia upon myself. Hey, Ben. Oh, there's a dude.
Just a little further.
It's like Orpheus descending into the underworld.
Are you hiding something?
What do you mean?
Never mind. Your intuition is remarkable.
I'm not sure I'm following.
It doesn't matter. It's just a myth after all.
Stop asking questions. Go back to sleep. Oh, fuck! Oh, something is chasing me. Oh. Okay, so this is the way forward into the sanctum. I am probably going to die. Ah! I don't have money for your jaw surgery. Please, leave me alone. Ah, shit. Was I brought here? I forgot about that. I guess when you die in this area, you're taken back to this prison? Some kind of laboratory? Wish that body was around so I could throw all that shelf clutter onto his junk. But such is life. Okay, the shattered orb. All is lost. I must once again start over. Ever since I recovered the orb, first found by Agrippa, I have depended upon it for my research. The incident with Wilhelm made me most impetuous. Fearing a paucity of prisoners, I proceeded with the final ritual without proper foresight. The orb cracked and fell into 6 parts. I have tried everything, but have yet to mend the thing. Unless I can think of a way to piece it together, I will have to find another. There is still life in the pieces, and even if the orb isn't restored, I might be able to salvage some of its power for some other purpose. Centuries have passed in vain, and I begin to wonder if I will ever be able to see my love again. How much longer can I sustain my life? So yeah, reminder, Alexander's trying to get back to his sweetheart, and doing terrible things to make that happen. Both he and Agrippa are extra-dimensional beings.
August 1839. Banishment ritual is taking longer than expected, and we have to do what is needed. I spend my time helping out the prisoners. Being around these degenerates makes me ill. None of them even tries to face their punishment with any kind of dignity. They taunt me with their lies of innocence and their cowardly pleas of mercy. What can make a man fall so far from the grace of a civilized existence? They are all wicked men, and I remind myself of it constantly. Still, I am thankful for God sending these monsters our way, as they will serve as the instruments of my salvation.
Cool
I try to
attitude.
study the different tools in the torture chamber and learn how to use them effectively. Last time was messy, and the effect suffered from my inexperience. When the next warding is to be performed, I shall be ready.
So yeah, remember, they were trying to ward away the shadow, the presence that is chasing after Daniel because he recovered an orb. And the warding ritual involves torturing a lot of people so you can harness some kind of elemental energy from their suffering. Okay, there might be other places to go.
And this is how you repay me? How dare you?
Alright. That is the way forward to Alexander. The aforementioned sanctum. Where he is Dr. Manhattaning it. Sun's out. Cock's out.
These cells are meant to hold prisoners who are under treatment. The people you send for will end up here. Remember that the confinement itself works as a preamble to the torture, and you should pace yourself. Don't take anyone before they are ready.
Understood.
Sounds from the torture chambers are shuttled in through those pipes in the ceiling. Manage your victims well, and let one prisoner's pain instill terror in his cellmate.
Get it. By me? I'm the next best thing. Go on by.
So let's check my inventory and see what's up. Hammer and chisel, glass jar, a shank of meat, and a bucket of tar. And 2 doors that won't open. At least from here. 2 doors that won't open from here. Okay, so those are the cells where the torture victims were kept.
Good to see. Fire was my...
Ben asks if anybody here is on that Spider-Man train. I would like to be on that Spider-Man train a great deal. But I am holding off on buying any new games until after I move. But it looks really neat. So what am I missing? That is the way back down to the sewers. That's where they keep the rocks. Okay, so there must be something... There must be something I am missing.
I suppose it doesn't matter.
The connection, creation, the orbs.
Tell me more. Let's investigate those cells. All that I can do is rub up against the edges of the world they give me. Fuck's sake. I hate to do this so early in the night, but I might have to look at a guide. Like, I have no idea what the way forward is. Let me go check those other spokes, I guess, and then we'll see. What am I missing? Okay, I've already been in here. I hate this part of any game. No, I just... What do I do? Like, that's not... There is no apparent way forward. Okay, I'm looking this up. Okay. This is dumb. At no point I'll save this for when I get closer, so I don't edit it out. Yeah, if you're watching these live and you miss parts of this, I do some light editing to like get these little sections out where I'm just kind of like wandering, trying fruitlessly to find a way forward, you know?
Ah, you get it. Not many orbs are left.
Okay, so the thing that makes this bullshit is so the part of this that's bullshit is, I guess maybe if I looked up nothing.
Stay alive.
No, so nothing in the game has required me to look up to go through a ceiling trapdoor, you know?
Said he found a way to take me with him beyond the stars. But I was too afraid to come along. All I can do is regret it.
Okay, so that fixed the mechanism. And I can use the levers to open the doors. Okay, and that'll get me deeper into the church.
Daniel, you have gone too far. I have to stop you. I can't let you proceed any further. I'm sorry, my friend.
Okay, I don't have to come back up here anymore, which is good. And I can now start using my tinder boxes.
Dad, good to see
You fucking windbag. In court, the Order of the Black Eagle spew their politics at each other, while I sit quietly in place, willfully forgotten. Once in a while, someone will notice me and lose themselves in silent cower before regaining their senses. They all know I am the one and the same Alexander who helped their fathers and grandfathers to found this great order. I've seen them take their fathers' places, and they too will grow old and pass away, while I remain the same. Aged not by time, but by anguish. Okay. Agrippa channels Vyre. Vyre taunts me from the other side. I trusted him with my true reason for my efforts, and he still insists on me releasing Agrippa. How an enlightened man can show such a lack of compassion in a seat of power disgusts me. I can't bring myself to part from Agrippa, as he is and has been for centuries my only link to the worlds beyond. Vyre claims he tries his best to release me from my banishment, but that he needs me to give him Agrippa first so he too can help. If he could guarantee success, I would happily oblige. But how am I to part with him if my return might be denied? I know what they are capable of. I've seen their deception. Optimism is a most hopeless feeling, but I must retain it. I shall prepare for his release. To release Agrippa without killing him, Vyre told me to feed him a tonic made from a paralyzer, vitae, and tempter. The poisonous fungi should work as a paralyzer if I can find the internal gland from a large specimen. The choir seems to be a fertile ground for this sort. I should be able to extract its contents with proper tools. The vitae could be extracted as usual from any agonized human victim's blood. I just need large amounts to distill it properly. Remember to collect this during the next torture session. Tempter, on the other hand, will prove more difficult. I don't think it exists in this world. Simply writing the word with these letters looks wrong. I believe it's a property of the secretion in the water-dwelling Acheronk. I will have to address Vyre with this, as he will have to supply me with a host. Also, a properly prepared well should suffice to contain it. So, we know how to get old Agrippa free. Let's go to the choir. Let's see what's up.
Find her!
15th of August, 1839. The blood wards are failing. The shadow beckons, and its cry disarms my actions. Hurry. No time to spare. You have to kill another. Alexander produces a knife. He wants me to cut the flesh. Do it. Save yourself. He is a murderer, Daniel. He is evil. A cold-blooded killer. Hurry. Alexander, you must let me be. I have to concentrate. Paint the man, cut the lines, cut the flesh, watch the blood spill, let it come.
Paint the man, cut the lines.
Please, I didn't do anything.
Paint the man, cut the lines. Paint the man, cut the lines.
Please, the man cries.
Now,
I did well. One life for another. You hear me, guardian of the orb? I did all this for you. Now, once more, withdraw your shadow from my domain.
paint the man, cut the lines. One life for another.
Alexander, there isn't much time. I can feel it. We must act swiftly. I will do whatever it takes.
Daniel is not a good person. Hey, you're hiding back there. I need my knife. So yeah, this is an
What are my intentions, Daniel?
illogical place.
Salvation. It used to be yours, but now you only seek misplaced revenge. How do you justify your violence? Is it for the greater good? Are you doing the world a service? It is you who caused all this pain and death. If you had accepted your fate and submitted to the orb when you first discovered it, none of this would have happened. It is curiosity in league with your selfishness that is killing us both.
Russell Pig says, well, wait.
The wheel is good for keeping your victims still during the procedure. They can be bound around the circumference or simply stretched across, tying limbs to the spokes and rim. All tools are by this point useful, and you may administer the torture in any way you like. But the forte of the wheel is the gaps. When you have decided that the victim shall die, you can smash their limbs with a hammer, making them fold in between the frame.
But they'll die. Too quickly, I mean.
No, don't worry. The human body is much more resilient. They can survive for days until they finally succumb.
Russell Pig says, I think this game struggles a bit under the weight of how funny the word orb is now. Orb is an inherently funny word. Right, pause. Hear that droning bell? It's a pretty subtle effect, but it's there. The murderer's limbs were tied to the spokes of the wheel. They turned the wheel slowly, but with intent, so the rope secured around his leg stretched and cracked the bone. He no longer had the strength to scream. The two men looked at each other knowingly and took a hammer and struck the victim's chest in a final act of mercy. Oh yeah, when they say hammer, yeah, that's the one. Femur? I hardly knew her. Okay. That's one piece of the orb down. Again, looking for more torture chambers. And yeah, there's a big old bad boy coming for me. And he's got a knife arm. You might as well face it, you're addicted to bugs. Fuck! God damn it! Oh, she's coming. Oh, you're gonna get me. Shit. Fuck! Man. WrestlePig says, pick up the hammer. I think the game does you a kindness in that if you die, the enemies go away for a little bit. Hi there, Knight's Alchemy. The forger stood absolutely still. The casket had been closed, but a faint light made its way inside. A myriad of spikes pointed at him, glittering as they waited for his body to slip for just a moment. His knee jerked and he felt blood trickle down his leg. In pain, his head fell slightly forward. It took him a while to realize that his eye had ruptured and begun to leak. And when they pulled the body from the twisted wreck, oh, hi, Knight's Alchemy. I know you're from Twitter. Yeah, good luck sorting out the textbook thing. I'm sorry I don't have more information. And if it doesn't work out, oh well. As long as you get your books for your classes. Okay, I think it was this way. Oh, Jesus. It's off to the right and maybe behind me? The stereo separation's a little weird. Oh yeah, the brass bowl. The traitor did not know what to think of the brass bowl as he was forced to enter it. Only when the heat of the fire began to scorch his skin and cook his flesh did he realize it was to be his tomb. His screams of pain echoed inside the brass chamber and traveled through the complex instrument which was the bull's head. Outside, the men could hear the brazen bull bellow. It's murder. Ben gives my murder pun a B+. Oh. I don't make jokes to make other people happy. Ah, there we are. Ben asks if anybody is excited for BoJack Season 5. I am. When does it start? Or when does it all become available? Hi, Jala. Let's hang out here for just a minute. Hey there, Aaron. Excuse me. That was a surprise, otherwise it would have not been right on top of the microphone. I'm a gross, stupid animal. Yeah, I'm all excited because I'm selling my bed frame, and for a few days I've had to sleep without a bed frame, just a mattress on the floor, because you cannot take my bed out of my apartment assembled. So disassembled, put in a place where somebody who wants to buy it can come get it. Sleeping on a mattress on the floor, turns out, super sucks, and basically turns your back to shit. But I got a new bed frame that's easier to move, and that is here now. And that is my super mundane Cole's life detail for the day.
Incredible. You found Violet.
Just get a futon. Who needs comfort? Yeah. My back... It was more back discomfort. It just made it difficult to sleep. It was in no way debilitating. Alright, let's go fishing for monsters. Yeah, I need some monster ooze from the thing down there. So let's go fishing for ooze.
Black eyes. A doll's eyes.
Just let him have it, bro. Gotta get that slimy bone.
How much more, Baron? How much more am I supposed to withstand? Kill me already! Kill me!
This one, prepare him.
Ah, man, that sucks that you had to get an x-ray, Ben. Another chamber. The kidnapper sat on her knees with her hands tied behind her back. She felt her hands being lifted and her body followed. Her shoulders gave way to the weight of her own body and cracked loudly. The suspended woman cried hysterically as the men contemplated their next step. The rings. That was an unnecessary sanity hit, but yeah, you can only get so wet.
cradle is ready.
Good.
You're a man! How can you partake in this?
Is he all right?
He is one of the wicked. Don't pay his lies any attention.
I'm not a bad man! It was an accident!
He set a man on fire.
It wasn't my fault! Why won't anyone listen?
That's horrible.
Of course. We are dealing with monsters here.
By dealing with monsters, you mean each other. I take a very dim view of Daniel's compliance in this. If he was susceptible to the rationale that these men deserve torture just for these crimes, he probably wasn't that great to begin with.
No, please! Do anything! Whatever you want! Anything! I'll do anything! I'm innocent!
The arsonist kept crying as he was slowly lowered on and off the impaler. It didn't take much to break him. They had meant for him to die, but the torture was working beyond their expectations. It wasn't the method, it was the arsonist. He was different than the others. They could make him forget again. Yeah, that ringing is really good sound design. Okay, I think that's orb 4. Or orb 5? Yeah, orb 5. One more orb to go. The rapist hanged upside down, his tears soiled with blood flooding from his belly. The saw between his legs had launched itself in the hip. It wouldn't move any further. The men stepped back and waited for the victim to drain. Find a way to lower the vessel to get the blood. Huh. Is there a piece of rope that I'm missing? Huh. Is there string, maybe? No, it's upstairs. People are idly supposing which Duckfeed host is going to be bedridden next. Jala is at the bottom of the list. She says that she is the optional boss fight in the DLC that everybody complains about. But nobody complains about you. You're delightful. Notes on torture. There are quite a few things to be said about torture. I had figured that the reaction I would get from the victims would be highly individual. Thankfully, this is not the case. The humans all have very similar approaches to dealing with physical pain and the terror of anticipation. I can't stress enough the importance of restraining the victims before proceeding. Even the most timid creature can break out in fits of violence, where their strength exceeds their expected prowess. If proper care has been put into breaking the victim, this should not be a problem, but it will also hinder the effect I am after. The right steps to take are, therefore, to restrain while the victim is still dazed, preceded by presenting the form of torture you are about to apply, and then to continue with the actual act. The point of presentation is to infuse terror. The human mind is extremely efficient and will trigger itself into greater fear simply by imagining it. While applying pain, make sure to avoid massive damage, as it will prove more efficient if the process can be sustained. Also, apply the pain in doses if possible, with breaks to let the body settle. If you are whipping or cutting the victim, strike once, wait for the pain to subdue, then strike again. As long as the body suffers, it will continue to produce the vitae and saturate the blood with the properties. Only with careful performance will the victim yield the maximum effect. If the victim doesn't behave as expected, it is likely that all will be for naught. Before this happens, feed them the amnesia drink and try again later. Is it you, my love, I miss the most, or is it perhaps myself? I know what I have become. I am not blind. I am a monster to them, a demonic sultan perched on a dark mountaintop. There is little I can do to redeem myself. The Black Eagle fears me, and after Napoleon's defeat, it is only a matter of time before they will demand my head on a platter. I must remove myself from this land. This time, it must work. If I can't return home now, I shall perish. Okay, I've got this string. Let's go get some blood. Shit. I'm probably gonna have to look into every single one of these goddamn rooms, aren't I? Nope. Lucky guess. Okay. I think that I need to go to the workshop in the chancel, maybe. Ooh.
No, don't kill her.
the orb pieces you need. I know I have no right to ask anything of you, but if you could find it in your heart to gather the ingredients for...
Okay, so I need to find a way to mix all of these pieces together. Oh, fuck. No! Okay. It's doubtful that Otacon will bring me ketchup, so we have to figure out how to do this ourselves.
Quite frankly, I'm not sure what to do with you. I hold no grudge against you, Daniel. We are so very much the same, you and I.
That's the meanest thing he said yet.
From the amnesia mixture? It does explain so much of your behavior. You never did finish what you set out to do. You talked about redemption, how you would face the orb's shadow and save our work, and me. I will grant you another chance to redeem yourself. You can wait here and stop the shadow. Thank you, friend.
Life for a life. Okay, is there a bar that I can rip off? I've honestly forgotten what I'm supposed to do here. Is there a loose brick somewhere? Oh, wait, shit. They are not smart enough to have taken away my things. Alright, I have expanded my cell. I am still trapped, but not in as small of a cell. There we go. Da-na-na-na. Okay. Okay. Let's check out these other cells. Last prisoner note. There's little left to say. I write solely to prevent myself from revisiting the memories of these last few days. If I am fortunate, I will fall asleep and time will pass without effort. I have begun to wean myself of my prison. When I first arrived, I felt like I was being buried inside a tomb, but now I feel the close walls comforting me. As long as I am in here, there is no pain. The walls protect me from the outside. I even laughed earlier as one of my wardens dropped a key down the pipes. It gave me hope for a second, thinking I could escape, if only I could somehow reach it from here. In my dreams, Alexander, I am king. In my dreams, I best you and escape your clutches and return with all the knights of the realm, carrying pistols and sabers in my dreams. So he's talking about arriving with sword and pistol at his side. Did he do right? Uh-huh. Oh, hi, dude. There is only one thing to be done. We got a dude with his wangus hanging out. Oh shit, let's WWF this guy's dong. Come on, let's do it. Oh yeah! No, I missed it. Oh yeah, okay. That's my purse. I don't know you. Oh, wait. I'm gonna break a bottle over this guy's dangus. There's a key in the pipe that cannot be reached. Ben says, way to smash that dong, Cole. I take pride in my work. Someone has to do it. Hey there, dog nozzle. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I'm being chased. Oh, no! Fuck. Fuck. Oh, the red light's coming. Oh no. Oh boy. Shit. Whew. Shadows here. You cannot run it forever. Fuck.
trembled, and I could hear the chanter. Might be accessible now.
Okay. So, I'm gonna do something counterintuitive. The good ending in this game is not as interesting as the neutral ending. So I'm going to go through the motions and then make a final decision before the very end. Fuck.
Of orders, 1839. I cannot believe what I have become. One of the girls escaped and I chased after her all the way upstairs. I hunted her down and... what is a life worth? How many lives can I take before I surrender my own? Sure, I would kill a murderer to save an innocent. But to kill an innocent to save myself? A cold-blooded murderer.
Alright, so I cannot stop that with my weak and fleshy hands. So let's use a mineral solution. I think that will stop the generator that's powering the crazy electric hallway. Shit. Okay, well. If it sparkles and crackles, you cannot walk. Hmm. Hmm. What am I missing? Hmm. where do I go? Is there a laboratory? Because I definitely need... Is that just... It's just straight up a movement tax. You know what? Fuck it. I'm not getting the good ending. Why would I go and do all these extra steps? The good ending involves helping Agrippa. However, it is also very boring. So let's assume that Daniel has learned no lessons whatsoever. Or he assumes that Agrippa, if allowed to roam, would, you know, just be another Alexander, right? So Agrippa can lay there and rot. Where's the tar? Okay, there we go. Let's go see what Alexander's up to. I have to power it with blood.
19th of August, 1839. It's not fair. I'm not to blame. I've been manipulated by that demon. He played my guilty conscience and duped me into facing the shadow alone. That vile, conspiring man. He expects me to meet my death as he steals power beyond imagination. Alexander, I will kill you for what you have done. If only the shadow had caught me in London or Algeria, I wouldn't have to suffer this humiliation. You made me a murderer. A monster. And now, I merely await my death.
Yeah. Rage to pity. Fuck you, Daniel.
I can hardly stand as my knees fail me. I cannot see as my eyes are dressed in tears. I'm as broken as the men I've tortured.
Yeah, sure.
If only I could wipe my fear away, as we did with them.
Sure thing, buddy. Is it clear how little sympathy I have for Daniel? The shadow is at the gates.
It saddens me to see you filled with such hate. Is vengeance really what you seek?
Yes.
I hoped you, of all people, could appreciate the grave nature of the situation. After all, it's always been your life we were fighting for. Isn't it worth a little sacrifice?
A little sacrifice of my life?
Help me finish
The thing I was fighting for?
There's still time before the shadow catches up with you.
That's right. Guess what, fucker? Yep. Yeah, you're gonna open that gate and you're gonna leave and you're gonna have the shadow devour me on the way out. Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, prisoner circumstance trapped in a world that was never my own. Blah, blah, I understand. We all have people we loved. Or maybe I just did to you what you tried to do to me. You asshole.
It was my greatest triumph, and I never looked back. You think I was afraid fleeing Brennenburg? Huh. Quite the contrary. I knew it was my purgatory, hellfire made to wash away my sins. There's no denying the things I've done, but I have paid my tribute. I gave them that awful man. I did the right thing.
And as I walk away, the shadow claims Brennenburg. And I can move on with my life. Aaron asks what the good ending is. So you take that recipe and you assemble a concoction that will keep Agrippa alive after you cut off his head. You carry his head into the chamber. You wait for the portal to open, and you throw Agrippa's head through the portal. Because the portal only lets one person through, this leaves both you and Alexander trapped, and your fate is left uncertain. It is assumed that the Shadow gets both of you. It's probably the better ending because Daniel dies. However, I like the idea of sealing Earth off so that interlopers like Agrippa and Alexander cannot meddle in our affairs anymore. The bad ending has Alexander go through the portal and the shadow consumes you. But yeah, I just like the idea of walking away as Castle Brennenburg collapses behind you. So I mentioned in the Slack channel that if I ended early, I would start a Machine for Pigs. I'm going to do that tomorrow because I'd like to play both of these back to back. However, there's not really enough time to get a good running start at a Machine for Pigs. So what I'm going to do is actually fire up an official piece of DLC for this called Amnesia Justine. That is inspired by Portal. It was actually released as part of the ARG in the lead up to Portal 2. So I'm going to do that. It is quite short. That will likely be its own thing for video on demand purposes. So if you duck out now, thank you so much for watching. You know the things to do. I'll be back next time with a Machine for Pig. No, I'll be back next time with Justine. Otherwise, you know the things. Now, ...